Before Love Island, I had never looked at a calorie in a food in my life. I'd never looked at the calorie amount, ever.
Did that change?
Yes, that changed very soon after. I came out of Love Island and I went and joined my family for a holiday. My boyfriend at the time came out. He posted a picture of both of us together on the beach. I looked and it had 1,200 comments. 99% were body shaming me. Someone called me a fat whale. Someone called me a unit. It was just insane. My mum was like, give me your phone. You can't look at this stuff. You're not fat. But there's thousands of people saying that I am.
With my next guests, Zara and Adam, Zara has found herself the target of repeated abuse by online trolls.
She's breathing in so much, it hurts to look at. Think that bikini is a bit small for you, love.
They probably a lot of the time just think you don't see it. It actually doesn't really matter, but yeah, we're saying it does matter.
I tried so much to not let it impact my relationship with myself, my relationship with food.
It was really tough seeing Zara go from this super confident girl with no stress or qualms about her body, no worries, to then feeling she needed to change.
I was told so many times that I was fat. There's only a finite amount of times you can hear that before you actually start to believe it.
So I made some changes.
I wanted to get fitter. I started looking at calories on food.
When I started to see results, I wanted to share my transformation.
I was really proud of myself and the dedication that I'd shown. It was a bit of a middle finger to all the people that had ever called me fat. My social media went crazy. Oh my God, you've lost so much weight, you're too skinny.
You need to eat more.
You've got something wrong with you. I've unfollowed you now. You're setting unrealistic body standards. You're triggering me or my daughter or my friend. I just didn't expect it. That was hard.
Figures from the NHS show the number of under-20s admitted to hospital for an eating disorder rose by nearly 50% last year.
Perfect social media images and a growing gym culture are some of the reasons experts believe there's been a rise in eating disorders.
I wonder what's really causing this explosion in cases, and how much of the problem is social media and influencers like me.
Where's my phone? Hey everyone, so today you're going... Oh, I can't do it. It's too much pressure with a camera. Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a spend the morning with me. So first of all, we're going to go and make some breakfast and then we're going to head to the gym for a PT session.
For the last 3 years, I've been posting on my social media a day with Zara. It's a way to connect with my followers. And also, it's a part of my business.
Right, breakfast. See.
I share what I eat and tips for living a healthy lifestyle.
This actually looks disgusting, but it won't be. It won't be that disgusting in a minute.
It's been more than 4 years since I was trolled, but I still get messages about my body every day.
The most asked question I have is like, what do you eat in a day? How did you lose weight? How many calories are you eating? How many calories are in that?
You ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, you feel good?
So many questions are now about weight loss, and they're looking to me for inspiration.
Oh, what are you doing to me today?
In a year where eating disorders are spiralling, I'm worried that social media like mine might be hitting the wrong note. I want to know what my followers think. My inbox fills up with stories of unhappiness and struggle. But some of the responses take me by surprise.
Someone said, How can someone that's part of this problem run a documentary like this? The hypocrisy. Look at the picture you posted on February 1st and then tell me you aren't encouraging eating disorders. Someone said, sorry, but I find this quite ironic considering you've probably at the least exacerbated or caused eating disorders in the last few years. I would hate to think that I've ever caused an eating disorder. I don't want to be part of the problem at all, but if I am, I need to understand why. All right.
My shout out has brought literally hundreds of responses, and it's striking how many are from university and college students. I'm heading to Lincolnshire to meet one of them.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Zara. I'm Millie. Millie is in her final year at the University of Lincoln. She says her eating problems started with lockdown, when she and her flatmates were trapped at home almost 24/7.
Hello.
Hi. How are you? Good, thank you. Really good. Really good. Oh my gosh, I see. You guys have a lot of protein.
Yeah, we all go to the gym.
All of you, everyone in this house goes to the gym?
Everyone in this house.
As it went into lockdown, all these videos about being healthy and everything and your body image went through the roof.
With social media, everyone was taking up fitness because, especially on TikTok, and people were sort of promoting healthy eating and working out and things like that.
I felt like everyone was doing it. I even felt like pressure to post them.
I started feeling really guilty about what I was eating.
Did you calorie count?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
I wish I never calorie counted. Even now, I still feel like I'm very much controlled by what I eat, how much I eat, calories.
Were you guys aware of that?
I wasn't, no.
I didn't really say anything, I guess, because like I said, it's like such a taboo topic. But yeah, it's like a big part of my life. In first year, I didn't watch what I ate at all. I was eating so unhealthily because I could, going out and drinking a lot and then getting a kebab afterwards. As it went on, I just found myself just unhappy in my body because I was putting weight on. One day you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh, I didn't realise I looked like that. I downloaded an app that tracks your food, and then I found myself getting more and more obsessive with it. I think I've done it every day for the last year and a half, maybe 2 years, every single day.
I'm not going to sit here and say I've never tracked my calories before. I have. So I can understand how it gets obsessive.
I lost my period.
For how long did you lose it for?
Well, I've still not got it back, so it's been over a year.
What?
Yeah. I went to the doctors because I'm a healthy weight for my height and stuff. My BMI is healthy, so they were just like...
To lose your period, I mean, that's scary stuff.
Yeah.
I just look really concerned for a sec. Why do I look like I've got no chin?
Millie's GP didn't refer her for an eating disorder, but it's clear she's struggling.
Where should we go? Just pub, local?
So where can she turn to for help? Meeting Millie has got me thinking, how can you know if you're slipping into an eating disorder? And how many people might be teetering on the edge? I've been invited to Warrington to visit Beat, the UK's leading charity for eating disorders. Since lockdown, calls to their helpline have shot up.
Hey, I'm Zara, lovely to meet you.
I'm very nice to meet you, thanks for coming. Hi, thank you for contacting Beat. Could I take your name, please?
You guys seem really busy. Is it like this every day?
Unfortunately, it is. The increase in calls over the past couple of years has been absolutely unexpected. I think pre-pandemic level it was like 5,000 people we'd support a month, and this year it was 15,000 people. So looking at triple the support being given between before COVID hit and now.
My name is Suzanne.
Our phones are non-stop going, our web chats, emails, social media, DMs, that's never ending. There's always someone needing support, and it's scary.
How much of an impact is social media having?
A lot of people with eating disorders wouldn't say it causes it, but it definitely is a large factor in it and kind of perpetuates it.
Yeah, what you're going through is really impacting your life at the moment.
Tell me about what kind of calls you're getting in.
So we get usually younger people. With the pandemic, that loss of regular routine has really affected people. Social media is a tricky one. Again, with COVID, most people, they just had their phones. There wasn't a lot else to do. You are seeing a lot of people who are showing themselves in a way that is, you know, not necessarily authentic, with Photoshop and things like that. And I think young people do struggle with that.
It's shocking to hear some of these calls. It's as though lockdown plus social media have created the perfect conditions for eating disorders to take hold.
So what are you wearing today? What's the shoot for?
It's just like some Instagram content.
So much of my working life is on social media, where perfect pictures and enviable lifestyles are what sell.
They are supposed to look like, oh, here I am, just grabbing a coffee and look at my outfit. I just did this in 5 minutes. It's very candid almost, but not totally not candid.
Yeah, really nice. This is like me attempting to travel light for you.
The photo shoot I'm doing today is all about nature, but not much about it is natural.
Yeah, that's cool. Love that. Yeah.
Behind my posts are hundreds of less flattering shots.
Go to grab the flower.
And a lot of time spent smoothing out the imperfections.
Yeah, that's really nice. Go for that.
Do you edit your photos?
I used to edit myself a lot. Do I need to brush my hair out at all? I think it used to come from a place of like insecurity and wanting to look a certain way.
Amazing.
A lot of us as influencers, we're focused on always having this perfect aesthetic. Hey, thank you. None of us can say that we're 100% ourselves on social media. Oh God.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's been weeks since my shout-out, and my inbox has been flooded with emails from people feeling unhappy about their bodies. Like Sophie in Kent.
She says, I feel fat in comparison to a lot of other girls. I do feel it's progressively getting worse the older I get, and the more social media has come around.
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good,
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you for having me.
Through here? Yeah, so I'm a very big fan of Ariana Grande.
You wouldn't be able to tell.
No. So I think this started around age 8 in PE. I just remember looking at my thighs compared to other people's and they just felt bigger. It got really bad in like the end of 2019. I went for a breakup until I started going to the gym. I lost all the weight I'd been trying to lose for a few years. And then it kind of took a grip then because I felt like I was in control of something. First thing in the morning, when I look in the mirror, I'll have a look at what's changed from the night before. And I'll repeat that cycle throughout the day.
Do you look at social media?
Yeah. I could sit on Instagram for hours without even realising. You're just scrolling through. I want my legs to look like Ariana Grande's. But I do keep comparing myself to other people. I know that what I'm doing isn't healthy and it's not right, but I can't stop myself from doing it. and it's not necessarily from vanity. It's like I have a personal trainer in my head. So usually I do like an hour.
That's a lot.
Yeah. The thing is, I just push through it. So I'm like, I'll get the results I want.
Staff at the gym are worried that Sophie's strict regime could be slipping towards an eating disorder.
I'd noticed she'd lost a lot of weight. She was doing hours cardio and then not backing up that recovery with her food. She kept saying to me, I feel fine, but it's like a silent damage that's going on.
The amount of times I've said to myself, I'm not gonna like overdo it at the gym anymore, and I go the next morning and do exactly the same thing. I don't really know what else can sort of be shoved in my face as a red flag before I'm like, okay, like let's sort this out.
You ever thought about getting help and talking to someone professional?
So I don't know, I need to stop going on social media so much, I think. I need to stop comparing myself to others.
All the pictures you see of influencers and celebs are very much manipulated. It's everything that I have done in the past, 1,000,000 times over.
Just definitely.
Oh, don't get upset.
I think it's because today's really put it in like perspective. And I think today has really hit me. Like, I've wasted so much time. For what? Like, literally at this point, for nothing, because I'm still not happy.
I'm worried about Sophie and where she can get help. But our conversation has thrown up some questions for me too, about the effect of influencers like me. It's a big year for my boyfriend Sam, who's turning 30, and we're on holiday to celebrate. The food, the drinks, and the parties are non-stop. And let's face it, the social media posts are too. I know it seems like the good times just don't stop. But the reality is hitting home, and I'm starting to worry there's a clash between what sells and what might harm.
What sort of pictures get the most likes?
Bikini photos, probably. As an influencer, especially if you're just starting out, it's common knowledge that photos that show more of your body are going to get more likes. Brands want to work with you if you've got better engagement. So there's an incentive for people. But on the flip side, there is a deeper issue here that is affecting a lot of young women in regards to how they perceive themselves. So where is the line? Where is the line?
I've been invited to visit the Maudsley Hospital in South London. They run a specialist service designed to catch eating disorders early, as leaving it longer makes them harder to treat. Today, a group of young people recently diagnosed are meeting for the first time.
It's good to see you. We thought maybe the first question we wanted to ask today was, what was it like for you guys to seek treatment?
No one around me kind of knew what I was doing, so it was just me sat there by myself, and it felt very real.
I left the appointment and just kind of broke down into tears because I was like, you know, I couldn't believe that this had actually happened. I felt like embarrassed because first I didn't really have the look of someone that would have an eating disorder.
There's still this very old stereotype that eating disorders mainly affect probably white women. Eating disorders do affect everyone.
I just want to say thank you for having me in this session. From your experience, when do you know that you're venturing into disordered eating territory?
Constantly having to think about food. It's almost like someone's taken you, put you underneath the water, like you can't get out, you're stuck. You get yourself panicked as if you can't breathe. It can become really scary.
It feels really embarrassing. It's not like pleasant. It's not the kind of thing you see in movies or on the internet. So speaking about it feels awful because I don't see anyone else speak about it.
Did social media have an impact on the development of your eating disorder?
You don't realise how common diet culture, body image and everything is just shoved down our throats on social media, TikTok especially.
Over TikTok, once you've seen it, once you've interacted with it, it just comes up all the time.
I had to come off of it because I was getting bombarded with this food's bad for you, this food's bad for you, and I don't think there was a single food group that wasn't demonised to some degree.
This is interesting hearing from the other side.
Where you were doing the what I eat in a day kind of videos as well, I didn't want it to seem as though it was becoming an obsession, because that's what I did. I turned everything very fitnessy, tried to be really healthy, and then I ended up going the wrong direction.
You don't see the hundreds of messages that I may get from people going, Zara, can you please post what I eat in a day? Yeah. Zara, please can you post what fitness thing you did today? People want to see it, sure, why not?
You would do it because you want that engagement, but then sometimes you just think, it's my problem, it's just me being triggered by it, and it's not your fault at all.
No, I agree. I know what you're saying, but then I think it's important that knowing that I have a following, I'm more mindful of what I post. And this is what I'm just learning a lot about at the moment.
We think about healthy eating as sort of something that improves your well-being overall, and I think sometimes healthy on social media has become about weight loss, which is not the same thing.
I definitely felt really confused after that session. I could post a piece of content in one way and see it really positively, but someone else can look at that same piece of content and take something very different away from it. And it makes you question, what can I do differently? I actually want to get your opinion on something. It's kind of deep and meaningful, but it's quite interesting.
Let me eat my sandwich in peace.
Right, shoot.
I feel like a lot of people believe they've been triggered by something on my social media. Is it bad to promote actually a healthy diet? Is that wrong now?
There is nothing wrong with promoting healthy eating and living. But I think there will always be someone who is triggered by something.
I mean, I definitely see the problem with posting things like this, because anyone may look at that and think, oh, is this bad? Is this a bad size to be? I'm still proud of myself of that, though.
The thought process behind it is fine. If you want to lose a bit of weight in a healthy, natural way, sweet. But then again, just maybe don't celebrate it online.
It's been a few days since I visited the Maudsley Hospital, and I've heard from Tiwa, who I met there. She wants to talk to me about a side of disordered eating that I've heard very little about.
I struggle with restricting, binging, and purging. It started being this quite secretive thing. I'd say nearly every given opportunity that I was by myself, I would binge.
And how often was that?
Sometimes I wouldn't for weeks at the beginning. And then sometimes it could be 5 times a day. People think, how can you have bad body image but still get food and eat it? But I see, really thin model on TikTok. That could trigger me to binge, because I'm so sad about the way I look that I still lose that control. And I wouldn't binge without purging. It's such a vulnerable position to be in, knelt on the floor with sick all over your hands. There are times where I kind of pause, and for a second I look down at my hands and I'm like, what the hell is my life? I guess when you lose respect for yourself, when you lose respect for yourself, that's like your rock bottom.
Has that made it difficult for you to talk to your friends and family about what you've been going through?
It just forces you to lie so much. And so I might order food and I would say to my mum, I'm going to the shop. And I'd stand outside and wait for the driver to get there and collect the food before he rang the doorbell, so I could go back upstairs to my room and shut my door and binge. Just lying to the people you love.
It's heartbreaking to hear how many people are struggling alone and isolated and finding it hard to ask for help. It's been a few weeks since I've heard from Sophie, so I'm glad she's back in touch. She's decided to get help and has an appointment with a specialist at the Maudsley Hospital for an assessment.
Hi, how are you? I'm good, thank you. How are you? Good, thank you.
How are you feeling about today?
It feels like quite a lot, but I just have to take it step by step.
Do you want me to come in there with you?
Yeah, that would be nice, thank you, yeah.
Sophie, hi, I'm Danielle.
Nice to meet you.
And you. You want to come through and get started?
Sophie's assessment means confronting something she dreads.
We just stand on there when you're ready. Okay, lovely. All right, yes, thank you. Can we start with, have you got any hopes or expectations for meeting today for an assessment?
I kind of just want to be able to break the cycle of over-exercising and under-eating.
So could you tell me a little bit about a typical day for eating and drinking?
When I get up, I'll normally have some water and a banana then, and I might eat again at 2 in the afternoon.
Right, what might that be?
A packet of green beans, avocado, some rice cakes. 9 times out of 10 when I go home, I won't eat anything, and then I'll just go to bed.
Okay. So could you tell me a little bit about your exercise patterns?
I go to the gym 3 times a week, but if I have extra days off or something, I'll go pretty much every day, basically, yeah.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I think it's because we're talking about it now. And when I went on the scales earlier, I did notice that I'd put on weight from when I last looked. And it's been like in my head.
Since?
And I think because we're talking about it now, it's like...
Yeah. This is to be expected, and so many feelings come up as part of talking about it. I think the main thing is that you're not alone, you're not on your own to do this. It is a long road, but people do get better, okay? That is really important.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Sophie's been diagnosed with other specified feeding or eating disorder. She'll be given a meal plan, and then, like so many others, she'll join the waiting list for therapy, which could be many months. I want to talk to Sophie's consultant about what makes one person more likely than another to develop an eating disorder.
85% of people with an eating disorder are not underweight. Having other mental health issues is actually the rule, not the exception with eating disorders. So there is a higher prevalence of mood disorders, anxiety, personality disorders. You don't choose to have an eating disorder. There's a lot of guilt and shame around for people that they feel they somehow asked for it, or why can they not just switch it off? And it isn't that simple. There's your genes, there's the personality that you're born with, how people then react to your personality. It is complex.
I know that recovering from an eating disorder is a long road. But after spending time with Sophie, I'm coming to understand how important it is just to talk about it. Tiwa from the Maudsley Group has been in touch. So much about her eating disorder has been a closely guarded secret. Now she wants to tell me the parts of her story she's felt unable to speak about.
I was 15, starting at a new school in a different city. And so like everything in my life had changed so dramatically. And then I had this friend and she had had an eating disorder in the past. And I was sort of pointed in the direction of content online. There's this thing called meanspo, and the idea is that it's like mean, horrible things that you read or be told, and it will inspire you to lose weight. There was like these coaches. They would sort of take someone else under their wing and encourage them to undereat.
Did you have one of these coaches?
Yeah, I had one at the beginning of my eating disorder, and I was talking to them on this messaging app, sending like body checks, sending them my weight, etc. And they would just say really horrible stuff back to me.
What kind of things would they say?
It'd mainly be like quite like animalistic insults, like you're literally a fat ugly pig, like you literally look horrendous, like stop fucking eating.
Wow.
I'll show you some of those kind of messages. I've just seen your body check, you're absolutely disgusting, but I can fix it. Absolutely disgusting, you fat pig. You'll be starved from now on. Good pig, now are you ready to get skinny?
Oh my God. How long did that go on for?
Daily for like 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah. It was honestly constant, it was relentless, like it was all the time. I would text them whilst being in class at school.
How did that make you feel about yourself?
Almost like instantly changed like the way that I thought about myself. I had no self-worth whatsoever. Like I'd literally walk past mirrors and hit myself. I remember like wanting to literally cut my fat off.
Yeah. It's the saddest thing to think that a little 15-year-old girl like yourself, like I'm thinking of myself at 15, like you actually wanted to be told those things about yourself. Like you must have been in a really, really dark place. And it just makes me really, really sad.
I would hate to see or hear anyone speaking about anyone like that, but I didn't even like hesitate when it was me.
I know what it's like to be on the receiving end of abusive comments about your body. But it's so upsetting to think that Tiwa felt she deserved these. I'm meeting up with my friend Charlie, who used to manage my social media.
This girl recently, she just made me so sad for her. Imagine being in a place where you're wanting to receive those kind of comments.
The more people I meet, the more I'm hearing about how social media can inflame an eating disorder. And the platform that comes up again and again is TikTok.
Put you some fruit.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet.
Maybe that's not surprising when the vast majority of users are under 25 and spend over an hour a day on the app.
So many of the young people I've been meeting are saying, you know, TikTok just bombard them with weight loss content, health and fitness content, stuff around body image. You look at one and the algorithm is like, right, this person wants to see more of this, and then we'll just throw the same type of content at that person.
I feel like most social media platforms start with the people that you choose to follow, whereas TikTok is just specific content fired at you.
Yeah, when you're scrolling on TikTok, if that's all you're seeing, that is all you're exposed to, that is your world. So let's see what
comes up. So this account has never looked at anything before. This is like a fresh algorithm situation over here.
Maybe look up kind of weight loss or fitness and health.
Weight loss. What I eat in a day.
That's quite low.
And it's also given gym motivation and weight loss unhealthy.
That's so scary, like how it suggests that.
So it's basically come to a conclusion about the content I want to see based on what I've written only one time. Oh my gosh, look at this. So now we've found anorexia weight loss, but it's like
numbers substituting letters.
It's just under a slightly different hashtag. We started looking for quite healthy material, and within a few clicks we're in dark eating disorder glorification territory. It just shows how easy it is to fall into that. To report a problem, info at TikTok.
I have to admit that a lot of my own content appears on TikTok, but post-glorifying eating disorders feels to me like a whole other level.
I'm gonna put in a media inquiry.
A recent European study found that nearly 60% of young people with an eating disorder said that TikTok reduced their self-esteem. I want to know what the platform is doing to monitor their content, and I'm hoping they'll meet me.
Okay, let's see what they say.
Summer has come, and the latest statistics for eating disorders are scary. Hospital admissions have almost doubled, and waiting lists for treatment are through the roof.
The NHS told us the figures are a great cause for concern, and services are treating more young people than ever before.
I've had a message from Lauren in Buckinghamshire. She's seriously ill and wants to show me how she can track the development of her eating disorder on her social media.
Hello, how are you? Come on in.
You lovely to meet
you.
Thank you. This is amazing. This kitchen is actually so beautiful. Where did all of this begin for you?
Lockdown 2020. I was on furlough. I turned to fitness to just sort of do something. Couldn't control losing my job. Couldn't control anything around me. So the only thing I could control was my food and my exercise. And that sort of gave me a sense of stability. I became more obsessed with tracking my calories. I started a social media account and I've just started, posting to that. Got a lot of comments saying, amazing, well done, you look so good. And then I started posting like what I eat in a day. I think it changes as it goes through, and I was posting things that I knew weren't real because after this I wouldn't even eat. I would say the last 5-6 months have been the worst that they've been. I've been diagnosed with anorexia. I get really bad sort of circulation. My fingertips go white and my nails go purple. And my hair's been falling out. And I don't really have the strength to walk up the stairs. I do see just bones now, and I see just a skeleton of myself.
Lauren's best friend Evie has watched her swift decline. Today's a chance to say good luck before Lauren leaves for the clinic.
Hi.
Hey.
Zara, Evie. Zara.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Come sit down.
Thanks.
How has it been for you having to watch your best friend go through something like this?
It's just such a weird experience to see someone almost a shell. That personality has kind of just been stripped.
We found it hard to sort of open up to each other, I guess.
It was definitely scary to see you in such denial. It just didn't calculate in my brain how you didn't see your decline.
When was that point where you started to think, okay, this has turned into something a bit more sinister now?
I guess just the obsessiveness of it all. It was no longer a hobby, it was something that she had to do, had to get her steps in, had to do her 2 workouts. When you are face to face with someone, emotions, of course, get involved. You can see that person getting upset, so you kind of refrain. So I thought it would be good to actually just write her a letter out and kind of just get everything I was thinking. To my best friend, firstly, I just wanted to say that you are so worthy, so loved, and nothing you do or say will ever change that. I know it can feel like what you eat and how you look is the only thing that matters, but there is so much more to life. The constant laughs until our bellies are sore. The funniest drunk nights out. The wholesome walks on a cold winter's day. The never-ending brunches. You are so fun to be around, please never let that slip. I get how the negative voice in your head can feel like a best friend. It reinforces, encourages your behaviour. And quickly, that voice mistakenly becomes the only thing that you trust. All I want is for you to be free of all the negative voices in your head, the loneliness, the seclusion, and constant worry. When you're older and married with beautiful kids and a beautiful husband, you will thank yourself for choosing recovery, I promise.
You're the best. Thank you so much.
A few months ago, my Instagram life and Lauren's looked similar. Healthy eating, days at the gym, keeping in shape. Now the gap that separates us feels like a gulf.
Honestly, it was so scary to see how quickly Lauren slipped from disordered eating into an eating disorder. Looking at Lauren's social media, you almost see that happen before your eyes. That Instagram page looked like a million other Instagram pages I've looked at. Lauren's parents are taking her to the clinic tomorrow, and I just really, really hope she gets the help she needs.
Really lovely. Good. Nice. Good.
It's 4 months since I started hearing stories from people like Lauren, and my work as an influencer carries on.
There, good, stunning, keep that.
I'm still sharing my workouts and recipes, but I'm starting to question if I can keep doing this. Everything I'm hearing about eating disorders and social media is calling out to me to stop. But would it actually make a difference? It's July and the school summer holidays are coming. It's shocking to read about the numbers of children and teenagers who will spend these months in hospitals and clinics for eating disorders. I've been invited to Birmingham to visit one of these clinics, where patients from as young as 8 are treated for life-threatening eating disorders.
Hi Zara. Welcome to Shane Clinic Newbridge.
Everyone I've been meeting has been feeling the pressure of social media. So I wonder what it's like if you're only 15 or even younger.
How long does it vary in terms of the length of time people could stay here for?
It could be 8 weeks, it could be longer. Some people can stay for 6 months. Coming into a hospital, moving away from friends and family, you know, it's not what people want, but sometimes it is just what is required. I've done your welcome sign.
Oh! Oh my goodness.
This is Zara.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Thank you so much for chatting to me today. What specific things have you found to be problematic on your social media?
With influencers, like, a lot revolves around eating and exercise.
Do like days in a life, and then
their whole day would be revolved around like eating and exercising, and then I'd see what they look like and I'd be like, well, that's what I have to do to kind of be like that.
You'll see a photo of someone and you'll become attached to that and you want to look like that, and it just plays on your mind all the time. Yeah, like when you post, do you feel like a lot of pressure that it has to be like a perfect picture before you post it?
To be honest, yes. Like even just, this is one photo. This is how long it took me to get one photo. God. That's literally how many photos I took to try and get just one.
Do you feel like social media has affected your relationship with food or like your relationship with your body?
Yeah. This is what's crazy. When I did Love Island, I had what you might call the most healthy relationship with food, where I actually just ate whatever I wanted. But when I came out of Love Island, the trolls were like telling me how horrible I looked. I think that it's hard to not let that actually like get into your mind and penetrate how you feel about yourself. And it was a massive start point for me of like, okay, I want to get fit and healthy. Has anyone ever seen my social media?
Yeah, I was going to ask, how do you think that your account is in a way triggering or beneficial or helpful?
I've always tried to be as mindful as I can as to like what triggers certain people, but it's hard to like know exactly what is and isn't.
I think when you post pictures of what you look like and how you get there, kind of just promotes eating less than you should be.
Yeah, I think it's the use of like the servings and measurements. When I did see the measurements, it stuck in my head the next day when I was going for my breakfast. You do think about it after you've seen it.
One of the things that we were thinking about is when people post before and after pictures, but before they were perfectly healthy, they were at a healthy weight. Like, for example, you look beautiful before and after. It just like entrenches the idea that your main personality trait is how your body looks.
I think especially as well when you're like an influencer to a lot of young people, like Love Island, a lot of girls our age watch it. Yeah. And so they're going to follow you. So like a lot of what you put out there is going to be straight to them.
Just for me, how can I personally do better on my social media, do you think?
Having an account based on like food and fitness, like, you need to show other sides of life on the same page so that you know that you can have a balance.
And I think that now on social media, people are becoming more praised for being like open, honest and normal than being like this perfect figure that like is unattainable.
Yeah, of course. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's so lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you. If I'm being totally honest, I first of all felt really like taken aback. After visiting the girls, I've always thought that I was really, really conscious and really cautious and overthought everything when it came to posting fitness and diet related content. I don't want to get upset, I don't know why I'm getting upset, but like, even when I like try my best, I'm still doing something wrong. And it was just hard to hear that like I may have impacted someone at some point. It's just a horrible feeling when you walk away and you think something I've posted so like blasé and innocently has subsequently triggered someone's eating disorder potentially. Like, I just feel like stupid and naive in some way. My whole life for the last 4 years has been about social media. So to feel like you're not doing it right and like not being responsible enough, I think is like, just for me, it really breaks my heart. After I left the show and clinic, I was thinking, should I just delete my social media? Should I delete A Day with Zara? You know, am I just getting this wrong?
So I guess at this point, it's me who needs the help. Beat, the eating disorder charity, have suggested I chat to Professor Sandeep Renote. She is a leading eating disorder psychiatrist and advises the government on body image and mental health. I'm hoping she can give me some advice.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Zara. How are you?
Lovely to see you.
And lovely to see you too.
I guess the first sign of hearing that your social media may have had even a small part in someone else's disordered eating, like that has panicked me, you know, because I don't want to be responsible, but I'm slowly learning that me and so many others are part of potentially a larger problem. So I would love for you to have a look at my social media.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a health and fitness page called A Day with Zara. That's why I ate in a day.
Okay. For me, if I were to look at that, I'd be like, how good is she? How structured is she? Not just what she's eating, she's working out, she's doing this. Quite overwhelming, maybe. If I were somebody who was going through an eating disorder and I looked at that, I think it's potentially that, because it's so visual, it could engender quite marked symptoms of anxiety, and it could then trigger more restriction, more exercise in that person.
This is when I was like, oh my God, I finally have abs. I've never had abs before, and I was very happy with myself. I cringe now when I look at that, because I'm like, oh my God, like, I actually posted that. Like, I'm cringing a bit.
Would you post that now?
No.
Right. Posting photographs of how you look in a mirror, in bikinis, you know, it's about body image, isn't it?
Yeah, it's body checking in a way.
Absolutely. Social media doesn't cause eating disorders. We don't have the evidence to say that. But what we do know is it can make things worse. And social media is your career, isn't it?
Yeah. A lot of my work comes through social media. That's how I engage with people.
Yeah. And health and fitness is a really important part of this. It doesn't mean a passion of yours, which is cooking and recipes and fitness, should not be something that you post. It's about a balance of what could potentially harm.
Yeah. There was a point where I could have gone down quite a bad path. This was a before and after photo. I was trolled relentlessly for my weight. I was crying at like 1 o'clock in the morning, being like, why are people saying this about me? Like, I don't get it. Like, why would they say that? I don't think I'm overweight. Am I overweight? I could have fallen off that tightrope if I stopped myself from going out and enjoying food and things like that.
What was it that helped you or prevented that from happening?
I'm lucky to have an amazing family.
Yeah.
I hired a personal trainer, and I was told from day one how to do things in a healthy way.
You had some real kind of both support, protective factors potentially internally in you, but actually that's not the case for everybody. Many mental illnesses and eating disorders specifically can affect anybody. But if you do slip, then there's help out there.
Social media is a huge platform, and whatever I'm doing is just a tiny part of a massive industry. But still, we all have a part to play. I've heard back from TikTok. They won't meet me, but have sent a statement. We care deeply about the health and well-being of our community. We do not allow content depicting, promoting, normalising or glorifying disordered eating. However, we do support members of our community sharing their personal experiences with these issues in a safe way to raise awareness and find support. It's September, and the end of the summer has brought changes for so many of the people I've met, like Millie.
Hey Zara, me and my friends have graduated and I've moved to a new city and started a new job. It's a really good distraction from calorie counting.
Just a little update. My therapy will hopefully be coming in a few months. Although things are really hard, they do get better. And then they get a bit harder again, but they get better. So just gotta keep going.
It's still early days in Tiwa's treatment, but opening up about her eating disorder is helping.
How are you getting on?
The focus group that we did was so helpful. That was a really big turning point for me because it was like, I'm genuinely not alone in this, where you don't have to like go online and speak to strangers about it because those were people that were like here. Do you know what I mean? Like, that was really, really nice.
Do you hope to get there one day with your family?
I think I feel like baby steps. I would like to not even have to say to them, I'm struggling with the eating disorder. I'd like to be like, I once had a bad relationship with food, but now I don't.
I do know that you will get there.
I think so.
It's been 3 months since Lauren went into the clinic, and I've been staying in touch as much as I can. So it's exciting to hear that she's meeting up with Evie, and they've asked me if I want to join them.
How are you? Lovely to see you. Should we go up the road?
Yeah, perfect.
How are you?
It's been really challenging in the clinic. When I went in, I don't think I'd sort of accepted that I needed help.
Do you think you were still in denial about your illness when we first met?
I can see now sort of how ill I was. My face was just completely different, and I think then I was like, no, I'm not ill, whereas now I'm like, yeah, I needed the help and I still need the help, and that's, I think, just a massive turning point. So I've actually not been on social media a lot, and I think now I'm just so much more aware of what I'm seeing online and how it might affect me. Probably was influenced more than I thought.
It's just been amazing to see, like, kind of your best friend come back, kind of just laughing again. I feel like we missed out on a lot of laughs.
I'm so determined to get my life back and be out with friends and go on holiday and do all those things that just are so, just have a life like I wasn't living before. And I want to be back to me, and that's the thing that matters most.
Uh-oh, spaghetti-o.
I've learnt so much from the people I've met these last few months, and some of it has been hard to hear. I can't say I'm going to stop my work as an influencer, but I know I need to make some changes.
I think my page has like gone on a bit of a journey itself. Gone are the days that, you know, I kind of feel that want to post lots of like aesthetic photos of like my body and myself. On a day with Zara, I'm gonna keep up with the fitness, keep up with the healthy recipes and sometimes the non-healthy recipes. So definitely less focus on calories. And I'm happy to compromise and, you know, lose out on the likes and the comments and the engagement, because it's actually about who I am as a person. Chief tasterer, you go? And I would rather not post anything than post a bit of content that gets 100,000 likes but could affect someone negatively and affect someone's eating disorder. And I think that actually it's about balance.
I definitely think from now on I'll be more thoughtful.
And I know that my relationship with social media has changed for the better.